If you've ever had trouble storing those irregular sized and ginormous models of yours, you're not going to want to miss the review of our Tablewar full-size case. Spiking bits. So here it is, Tablewar's full-size case. I think this is the Mark III, and I'll be honest, I've been wanting one of these since I met Todd and Doug way back in Chicago in like 2006. When I started up Battle Wagon Bits. I met those guys there. They had some dope ass converted battle wagons, and I was like, man, this case is awesome. And then I realized it was way out of my price range at the time because I was in college and things, and I was like, man, that really sucks. I love this case. But now I look at the value of this case because I have so many miniatures that are so big and so different sizes that they don't fit in foam, and if you don't assemble them modularly, it gets all wacky. And to be honest, I think this is an amazing product now that I get it in my hands and I can look at the versatility of it and kind of see what's going on, because I have whole armies that I dread. I literally have them in box toppers just sitting in my office because I just dread putting them in foam. And I was like, wait a minute, I can put them in this, and as long as I don't put them in a cargo hold on an airplane, they're going to be magnetized to the bottom. So it's amazing. Like, this is such a great idea. So let's take a closer look at this, right? So the full-size case itself, now they sell a half-size case if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable. Since they came out with this, they do have a half-size case which is more affordable. This particular one goes for, I think it's on sale right now for $180, normally $200. Now what you get with it is, of course, the case itself, and four of the little slide-out pieces here to actually put your models on, as well as the little drawers. So they're basically like the figure stands and things. But what's cool about it is, unlike, you know, a piece of pluck foam that you buy and then you got to plug, get all the pieces out of it, make sure everything lines up, and it's all three-dimensional. You know, it's like in a plane itself, where your models aren't made in a plane. They're all three-dimensional and they're all blah. You just have to figure out what size base you want to put in here, buy a few more accessories to personalize it, because everybody's armies are different and your uses are different. And then you just go to town and you magnetize your bases, you put them in here, and the stuff doesn't move. And you can literally put armies worth of stuff in a case this big, or if you got a bunch of bigger models, well, something like that. So let's take a closer look at here. We'll get to these accessories and stuff here in a few minutes, because I'm really excited about showing you guys this product. So first off, the case itself, it's very heavy duty. It comes with a great little handle right here. Doesn't seem like it'll get messed up or anything. It's all really high quality. Hinges, steel, everything like that. Alright, then we get over to here, and you've got these little ratchet kind of strap type things, very similar to what you would expect in a gun case, to open up the front of the case itself, which is clear, because not only is it a case, but it's also a display case. You take this to a tournament, you put it up, boom, you're good to go. You know, you always dread putting your stuff away and then having to get it back out. This is literally your movement tray plus your army case all in one, right? Then this particular front just slides out. It's super easy. It literally just lifts up. Of course, I say it's super easy, but then there it is. These actually slide out. Then you can pull this whole piece right off. Set it down, put things in it. I wouldn't recommend it. It is, you know, plexiglass. You don't want to bend it out of the frame. And you can get to the heart of the matter right here. Now this is the standard case, like I said. What you get a little drawer here to put your dice, you know, your templates, your measuring gauges, all your game aids. Just put them at the bottom here. And then you've got these 4 little slide out pieces, of course I put that in, that adjust using the rack system to pretty much any height in here. And you're like, wait a minute, now you're starting to see some of the versatility here on what you can actually do. So let's talk about some of these accessories. So you pull out one of these, right? And right now it doesn't look like, you're like, where do the minis go? Well, you also have to purchase a few things here, which isn't that bad of a deal, because to be quite honest, everybody's army needs are different. Like, say you want to do, say you have like some bigger models, like some Night Titans or something like that, right? Or you got your Lord of Changes, your Magnus the Reds, whatever. You pick up one of these little tray topper things, and these lock right in to this spot. Now it doesn't lock, but it'll stay in there. If you turn this upside down, your miniatures are gonna fall out. That's just the way it is. Unless you glue these actual tray toppers onto the trays themselves, then they won't. But until you get to that point, which we're gonna show you how to actually do all that in a future video, you're gonna be here. And what's cool about this is you can also get the little tray. These are tray toppers, these are unit trays. And you put these in right on top, because what happens is you have your little tin insert. You have your tin insert, you have your unit tray itself, and then you have your topper. And you glue all this together using super glue, or I would recommend Gorilla Glue actually, because it'll bond better with your metals and things like that. And then you just slide in your models, like whatever you need. You got 3 bikes, you got 6 bikes, you can get this little tray topper right here. They've got 32mm base ones, they've got 25mm base ones, like whatever you need, they got you covered. And it fits 3 of these wide. Now this is a double wide kind of type tray, unit tray right here, and what this will be good for is just kind of leaving the space open so you can put in like Night Titans, Magnus the Reds, all sorts of open large dreadnought based type models, because they will fit on this, but they might not necessarily fit if you just take a smaller unit tray one like they have right here. Now you're probably like, wait, I gotta buy all this? How much is all this extra stuff? I just spent $180 on this case. Sure, I feel you there. But like I said, that's what the beauty of this is. You buy a case full of foam, you might not get the exact foam you need. You have to buy a custom foam, whatever. You have to pluck it yourself. That's time. Time is money. Same deal with this. You spend a couple extra bucks on getting the right size unit trays and the tray toppers that you need, and all you have to do is magnetize your miniatures. And not only do you have a great looking display case, but also a way to transport them, you know, maybe not on an airplane in a cargo hold, probably carry on, but definitely in a car, definitely down to the gaming store there. So you can see, you can put 3 of these unit trays in, or, you know, 2 like this, or 1 long one, etc., etc., etc. The sky is the limit. Maybe this particular configuration isn't for you. Maybe you want something a little bit more free flowing, right? I feel you there. Tablewar also has you covered. Now these particular trays right here are around $6, depending on what configuration you get. Just pick out the one you need. They got 50mm bases, like I said. They have, runs the gamut of that stuff. But say you just want these 2 pieces right here, and you want to use some of these, what they call a diorama unit washers. So where you get these little pieces of pre-cut plastic, and now you just put them on here like you're cutting cookies, right? You glue them down in any manner you want, and then you can use a little lightweight spackle to actually put them in around it and create a surface and create a texture to put your models in. Now that's more of a permanent solution. If you want to leave it be more versatile and be able to just kind of plug and play it, whatever you want to throw in here at the particular time. Maybe you want to put a whole Sigmar army on, you know, one little tray. You can do that too. You can just kind of leave it open floor plan, so to speak. But they got you covered on all this stuff, and then of course the larger ones come with little inserts if you want to go that route too. So it's a really kind of versatile product here. Like I said, they've got all sorts of tons of these different washers, tons of the unit trays, tons of the tray toppers themselves, and then they even have this little thing. Say you want to put some dioramas on here, which will work too. You can just get one big topper to go right across it. This little piece locks in, and there you go. You can just glue this directly in and then glue your dioramas and stuff right on top. So I'm gonna go into the Beats Lab. I'm gonna grab some of my models and I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna glue them down yet. Nothing is magnetized. I still have that part of the hobby to do, but I'm kind of getting the juices flowing, just looking at this stuff, kind of figuring out how I want to make my case so I can put the most of my ridiculously large and oversized models in this thing. So now I've enlisted the aid of some of my miniatures from the Beats Lab to show you guys just how much stuff we can put in here. And this isn't even all of it. I still have a 1500 point Age of Sigmar army behind me that I'm going to try to cram into at least one tray worth of space, just to show you how versatile this case really is. So we've got 4 of the drawers right here, super easy. And of course, you've got the little drawer at the bottom to put your dice, your templates, you know, your measuring sticks, whatever game aids it is that you need. And we're just going to assume all of our measurements and all of our demos are based off having this in here. Now you could pull this out and you could get a couple clicks down on the drawers, But I feel like you really want to carry that stuff with you, so we're not going to worry about it here real quick. Now, something I did want to show you that I thought was pretty neat was the full-size tray right here. This is your diorama tray. So if you just want to have a nice clean surface to attach things to, like say, for instance, a diorama, well, you can glue it down right straight to that, and then it's in there permanently. Or you can magnetize it or stick it on there or use some double stick tape, whatever, it will be attached. But that gives you that nice flat surface to kind of work from, that you don't have to worry about doing any hobbying to fit your stuff in. Now I know you're thinking, man, I don't really want to have to hobby to fit my stuff in here, but then think about it. If you want a truly customized solution for your oversized and maybe irregular sized miniatures, you can either sit there and measure them all out and do a template and get custom foam or whatever you want to do, or just sit there forever pluck foaming it and trying to figure out how to fit something that's three-dimensional into something the size of a brick. Or you can just go with this, drill a couple magnet holes, glue down a couple of magnet plates, and you're good to go. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer to me, and I'm kind of king of myself that I never got one of these in the past, because it just seems so smart, with especially the way miniatures are going these days, all super crazy three-dimensional and stuff like that. So we're gonna pull this one out because we didn't need that to show you what we want to show you here, and we're gonna pull this one out because we're just gonna go in from the bottom here and build up. I want to show you how much space this thing can hold. So first off, we're grabbing the Night Titan. This is the Thoracis pattern, the big boy from Forge World. You can see it fits right in there perfectly onto the double spaced tray. Now if I turn it sideways, kind of like that, I can make enough room for his buddy, Mr. Plastic Knight, to kind of fit in here as well. So you can tell, just kind of looking at this, hey, if I could fit two Knights in here, right, I can definitely, or one regular size and one Plastic Knight, I can definitely fit a bunch of Dread Knight size kind of models in here, you know, just turned or stacked in there 3 to 4 to a space. Also, you can use this little single. It's basically 3 rows worth of stuff here, worth of spacing that you can get for the trays. You can put in your fate weavers, stuff like that. Just boom, just magnetize it down, it'll fit right in. There it is. Slide it back, use a couple of magnets to make sure these things aren't sliding around in here, bumping into the walls, bumping into each other. You don't want that, so make sure you do it right first. Put something in like that, and then hey, check it out, another tray. Now what's really cool about these trays too is you can't put them in just any way. You have to, there's an opening on the back right here that isn't in the front. So you won't mess it up. You always put it back in the right way. But 9 times out of 10, just like trying to plug in a USB, you will slide it in the wrong way. Not a big deal, to be quite honest. Then you've got a lot more space to work with here as well. You can put in things like normal size miniatures. Now I've got these tray toppers right here. We've got a 32 mil and a 25 mil. Now you can go with this configuration. Like I said, you got to glue it all down and magnetize your models, but they'll fit in there. And they'll fit in there in a cool looking squadron fashion. And it'll be neat, and you can paint over it and stuff like that. But maybe you want to get crazy. Maybe you want to do your own thing. Maybe you want to just you know, throw some models in here in a configuration that isn't already offered. That's what the washers are for, like we already showed you. That's like a 40 mil. I can just grab one of these Stormcasts right here, and he would just go in to wherever I put it. See what I'm saying there? Or say you just want to try to fit in your whole Stormcast army. You don't need anything like this. Forget this. I'm just going to try to put as many of these models into a tray as we can, like we're going to see here in a few minutes. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with it, and like I said, that's what really makes it so versatile, because you can go with the tray toppers, you can go with the open floor plan. You definitely have to go open floor plan for some of these models here, the stuff that's going to fit in here. But I mean, where else are you going to safely store? Just throw them in here, have a cool display case, just pull them out to throw them on the tabletop, put them back in, leave them on the table, and then just put them back in the closet when you're done. You literally don't have to touch your models that much. It's great. It's amazing. I love it. Let's see if we can fit this Magnets to Red in here too, because I would really like to see if we can get his fat butt in here. I know he's going to be, with that wingspan, probably just as tall as one of these Night Titans. But I feel like that's going to be a model that a lot of people are going to be looking to store along with these Night Titans, right? So we're going to grab him and see if we can put him in the same slot. Yep, I knew that wingspan was going to be quite massive. Okay, so there he is, easy peasy. Lots of room for the rest of the demons that would accompany him in an army. You can put some vehicles and such up in the top or whatever you want to do there. But plenty of space in a full-size case for a Magnus and a whole army's worth of demons and Order Chaos. Maybe you don't need all that much space. I completely understand. We can just do something like this and say you have just, you know, some crazy battle suits. Well, you'll fit a bunch of those in there. Or Dread Knights, definitely fit a bunch of those in there. But say you want to be super crazy and have your 40k and your Age of Sigmar armies in here maybe, and they're all ridiculously, outrageously almost proportioned and positioned and things like that. Well, meet my buddy the Frost Lord, which is pretty much why I got this case in the first place. I can fit 3 of his fat Dread Knight size bases in here, which I just so happen to have 3 of the Beastclaw Riders, and of course the Stormlord, and Mournfang Cavalry. I got a bunch of these guys too, so I'll be able to put at least 3 of those to a base, so I can fit the whole accompaniment of 12 on one whole row right there, and then fit in a bunch of the ogres up on top. But say you want to try to fit in and be completely fruitful, maybe get a half-size case, put your whole army in here, and be able to just slide it out and play it on the tabletop. Well, let's try it. I feel like this will be super easy. So we're going to grab those Stormcasts I was telling you about, and we're going to try to actually fit them all in here without any inserts, just kind of open floor plan. Now, another cool thing about this is, remember these guys, the Prosecutors? These guys are crazy different sizes, right? So imagine trying to fit them in. They're going to take up so much ridiculous space with those wingspans that this is the perfect product for this. Imagine trying to get foam for these guys. Like, they'll be bouncing around and doing all sorts of things. It will just be a nightmare. But nope, with this open floor plan type deal, you can just, they're already pre-magnetized actually, with 2 different magnets to try to secure them down pretty good. We're going to show you how to do all that in an extra video. But there they are. Now, you put in some of the Dragon Cats in the back because they don't have to worry about touching each other, and the Lord Relictor, get him in there, and then you can put a whole bunch more Stormcasts in and around them. I feel like if we didn't have Prosecutors in our army, well, it'd be a little bit more space to put in here, but there it is. That's nearly a tray worth of models. Mr. Griffhound Trainer and Mr. Griffey, King Griffey Jr. So there's that, and we'll throw the rest of them up here. So I'm pretty sure that in a half-size case, you could get literally a whole Stormcast army or another similar sized Age of Sigmar army, perhaps even one with the Tree Peoples, because remember that's about half size, so you can get some of the Tree Peoples in here, or Lord Celestin in there perhaps. But right there, that's literally 1,500 points of Age of Sigmar in a case. It's too big for it. So that just kind of gives you an idea right there of what you can do with this case. And once you get down to the game store or the convention hall and you want to display off your really cool stuff, where you just flip up the top and put your things right on top and showcase them off to the world, so you don't have to worry about people going in there with their grabby fingers. They can just maybe do it up here instead of wrecking your stuff down in here. But they always pull out and everything like that. And once you have it magnetized, it should be good to go. So I'm kicking myself that I have not discovered this product sooner. I think it's a great product from Tablewar. I think Doug and Todd have done a really good job with this product. This is the Mark III. They've made 3 versions of it. They do have a half case. They are on sale right now. So do yourself a favor, if you have ridiculously oversized and also irregular miniatures, you might want to check them out and pick you up one of these awesome cases.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.